Friday Night Lights from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Atlantic Shores Seahawks preparing to take on the Saints of Nansemond-Suffolk. This one, a battle of two very high-powered offenses, is coming into this one. Both teams, well, they've put up a lot of points on the season. Atlantic Shores coming in with a record of 5-0. Nansemond-Suffolk coming in with a record of 3-1. Those two offenses we mentioned, they're both led by high-power running backs that we're going to see tonight leading the way. However, that was the number 7th ranked running back in the class of 2021, courtesy of Nansemond-Suffolk, as George Pettaway, the 4-star recruit, committed to North Carolina. He is going to be a tall task for this Atlantic Shores Seahawk defense to try and rein in. He's averaging 187 yards per game, 17.5 yards per carry, and whenever you get a running back like that, it's definitely someone you got to keep an eye on, but you got to find a way to bottle him up if you want to have a chance in this one for Atlantic Shores. On the other side of things, for Atlantic Shores, they're led by running back Kai Hodge, coming off one of the best games of his high school career last week. Hodge putting up 255 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win for Atlantic Shores over a Catholic high school, a 47-8 victory for the Seahawks in that one, pushing their record to 5-0. These two teams, we mentioned their high-powered offense. The numbers, well, let's break them down with kickoff approaching here at 7 o'clock. Atlantic Shores averaging just a smidge under 48 points per game, 47.8 points per game, and defensively, they're holding it down as well. 9.8 points, all that they've allowed per game this season, with the bulk of that coming in week 1 against Isla White Academy, where they put up 21. But since then, they've allowed 6, 14, had a shutout against Christchurch, and allowed 8 last weekend. On the other side of the ball, Nansemond-Suffolk comes in averaging just under 36 points a game at 35.75 points per game. Defensively, they're giving up 22, but if you look at the teams they've played overall, the record, a lot of those points for Nansemond-Suffolk coming against Blue Ridge, who is a big and strong team. They put up 31 on the Saints 3 weeks ago, and a 49-31 victory for the Saints. 3-1 the record for Nansemond-Suffolk. Coming in to this one, Atlantic Shores 5-0, putting their perfect record on the line here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, hosting the Saints. This one tonight brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. We appreciate you tuning in with us here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Kickoff coming up in just about 7 minutes as we see the home team out of Atlantic Shores taking to the field a couple of weeks ago. Atlantic Shores right here in the Virginia Beach Sportsplex Stadium, shutting out Christchurch, a big 40-0 victory. Christchurch, the only common opponent so far between these two teams. Atlantic Shores topping them 40-0. On the other hand, Nansemond-Suffolk topping them 42-0. So very equal as far as the differential between the common opponent. But we'll see how these two teams match up tonight as they prepare for yet another battle in the beach right here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Two of the top teams in the region looking to claim a leg up and some seniority. We mentioned the running backs, and those two are going to be the key players and the players to watch from both sides. Both guys have found their way to get loose and found their way to make a big impact. A couple of weeks ago, first play from scrimmage, Kai Hodge took it 40 yards to the house. He's going to try to do that again to get his Seahawks roaring from the opening get goal. Other key players for the Seahawks, well, that's going to come right under center at Damian Mazzil as the quarterback with a quartet of touchdowns. Last time the Seahawks were right here at Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Another player to watch, number 7, Carlos Smith, who in week 2 of the regular season had a touchdown in all 3 phases of the game, had a kick return, had an interception, and an offensive touchdown as well. Both teams have taken to the field. Captains preparing to go to midfield. And so we will take a quick timeout. Coin toss when we come back. You're watching Friday Night Lights from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, Nansemond-Suffolk preparing to take on Atlantic Shores. Just about 4 minutes away from kickoff. The coin toss here as we see the captains, Damian Mazzil, Kai Hodge, Carlos Smith, and Caden Beatty for the home team. On the other side for Nansemond-Suffolk, we've got David Russell alongside with Josh Morris and the standout Petaway. Captains will see what the signals are as we prepare for kickoff on this one, as it looks like Nansemond-Suffolk won the toss. They're going to defer, so the Seahawks will have the first opportunity to set the tone in what looks to be a very strong offensive battle, but it could turn into a defensive battle. We've seen these two teams put up some strong defensive numbers so far this season. And so before this one, we're going to step aside, listen into prayer and the national anthem, and be right back. Back at the Sportsplex on this stream, presented by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. We welcome you once again to the Virginia Beach Sportsplex as we prepare for Friday Night Lights between the Seahawks of Atlantic Shores and the Saints of Nansemond-Suffolk. The home side in black with the chrome helmets will get the ball to start on the other end. Kicking, it's going to be Nansemond-Suffolk. So we'll see off the bat if this Atlantic Shores offense, they've been high-powered all season. Really no other way to put it when you're averaging 48 points a game just about. We'll see how they can do against this defense that has given up some points. Both teams looking to set the tone early on in a game that could very well come down to be a key factor in the region standings and in the push for the state playoffs. Before we get going, the Virginia Beach Sportsplex would like to thank the following official sponsors helping bring you tonight's broadcast: AstroTurf, Atlantic Bay Mortgage, CHKD Sports Medicine, Chijo's Pizza, Dairy Queen, John's Tax Service Online, Onelife Fitness, Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Vault Athletics, Why Not Italian, and Zoop Eatery. Smith back to receive. And we are underway. That one comes short, tipped off one of the Seahawks. Loose ball recovered. Who's it going to go to? Nansemond-Suffolk says they have it. The official signal, and it is Nansemond-Suffolk ball. Nansemond-Suffolk jumps on and recovers. And off the opening kick, a little bit of a short kick comes to the up man. Just a mistake by the home team, and Atlantic Shores thought they were going to get the ball, but they're going to start on defense.
Yeah, it just slips right through the hands. Got to receive those. You know what he's going to be working on in practice next week, but now it's Nansemond-Suffolk's ball right here at the 27-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for them.
1st and 10 for Nansemond-Suffolk. They're going to start with 2 wide to the left, 2 back behind the quarterback, and they're going to get Atlantic Shores to jump offside. So just like that, 2 big miscues from the Seahawks, and instead of a drive of their own, they're looking at a 1st and 5 backed up to their own 22 as Gabriel Wansart trying to start things off for his squad just a little bit. Quick, and another flag. So before we can get anything going, we've got another flag. This one's going to be a false start. So 1 penalty on each squad. Back it on up. We're going to get a 1st and 10. Back to the 27, Wansart in the gun, 2 back behind him, pistol formation, 2 wide out to the left. 1 wide to the right, man comes in motion. Handoff, up the gut, cutting back and forth, chance. That one's going to pick up about 6. As Petaway picks up officially 5. So call it 2nd and 5. Nansemond-Suffolk knocking on the door, trying to break into the red zone here. 2nd official play from scrimmage. Snap is back. Option keeper. Pitch out. Petaway. Stiff arms. 1 man taken down. Not going to go anywhere. The Atlantic Shores defense stays strong. They'll give him a couple on that, so 3rd down. So call it 3rd and 4 for Nansemond-Suffolk. Petaway 2 carries already. The back headed to UNC in the fall. 3rd and 4. He stands behind the quarterback, Wansart, the junior. 2 wide out to each side, drops back, looks, has plenty of time, throws in, double coverage. Ball deflected, and that one's going to fall to the turf. Atlantic Shores stands strong. We got a player down near side.
2 players down, Isaac.
And we got 2 down, the intended receiver right in the middle of the field, so not a good sign for Nansemond-Suffolk. But big play defensively, that one coming from Brandon Peterson, the defensive back and wideout. Had a big game 2 weeks ago right here at the Sportsplex. He has a big one there, but really Wansert just kind of forced that one into double coverage. He had plenty of time, almost looked like he could have taken off and run for the first down. Instead, decided to keep it in the air on a pass that got deflected. So with a couple of players down, one player still down, we're going to pause for a brief moment. We'll be right back. Zeros on the scoreboard, 10:18 to go, first quarter. Nansemond-Suffolk and Atlantic Shores from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. This feed brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. 10:18 to go. Opening quarter, 4th down, and Nansemond-Suffolk's going to go for it. Call it 4th and 3. Wansart has 3 split out to his left. The running back Petaway to his left. 1 near side to the right. Petaway in motion. It would look to be a quick little bubble screen out to him, but flag going to go. False start on Nansemond-Suffolk. Second penalty on the Saints. Second false start on the Saints. We saw a miscue from the Seahawks to start. We've seen back-to-back miscues for Nansemond-Suffolk on the line, and that's going to really cost them down the stretch.
Yeah, from 4th and 3 to 4th and 8 now, especially when you got the number 7 running back behind you. You know, just give it off to him. Don't play anything fancy. Just instead of going out, just run up the middle. I mean, he's averaging, what, 17 yards a play? 17 yards a carry?
17.8 yards a carry. He stands to the left of Wansart. 3 out. Rolls to his left. Looking pressure coming through. Just going to throw that one. That lands right at the feet of David Russell. And so a 4th and out. Turnover on downs. Atlantic Shores defense holds strong, and they win the first test, not allowing any points after that miscue on the opening kickoff.
It's definitely a hiccup. I mean, especially when you're pinned down your own 30-yard line, and just from a miscue off a kickoff, now you get a chance to see what this offense can do.
9.5 minutes to go, first quarter. Nansemond-Suffolk visiting Atlantic Shores. We're going to see what Damian Maziel and Kai Hodges and company can do. Maziel in the gun, Hodges to his right, hands to the back, right up the gut. He's met and swarmed over. Might not have gotten anything. They're going to give him officially 1. So 2nd and 9 for Hodge. He was initially stuffed out in the backfield, able to work his way up past the line. Pickup of 1. Just passing the 9-minute mark, first quarter. Maziel, 1 wide to each side, 2 tights, 1 back. Drops, looks, quick pass over. That one's complete, trying to up first down and looking to pick up a little bit more. That was Amir Ali. He's going to pick up the first down and some. Call it a gain of 10. Maziel starts the day 1 for 1. Back in the gun. Quick hurry-up offense for Atlantic Shores. Rolls out, hits a man. It's Carlos Smith. He's just going to step out of bounds. 8:29 to go, but a gain of 5. Call it 6. And Atlantic Shore is going to keep the pressure going, trying to keep the tempo rolling. They stay 2 tight, 1 back, 1 wide to each side, 2 total. Maziel in the gun, rolls out, quick pitch over to Hodge. He tries to break through, gets past the line, met there, breaks through a tackle, sprawls across the line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. So Hodge, 2 carries, 8 yards so far. Battle of 2 of the top running backs in the region. 2 backs trying to make a presence felt. Hodge with the upper hand so far. First down for Atlantic Shores. They're going to keep the tempo rolling. Maziel in the gun. Hodge to his right. Handoff. Keeps it. No. Right up the gut. Breaks through one. Dodges another. Through another. Hodge. Maziel. Down to the 24 and a big run for Maziel. Call it a gain of 17 for Damian Maziel, tackled by Ben James. Maziel going to call his own number again, right up the gut, breaks through a couple of tackles, another one, touchdown Atlantic Shores. That is a Seahawk Chichos touchdown as Maziel takes it 26 yards for the touchdown, and the Seahawks lead 6-0.
A good play design by the Seahawks, especially when you hand it off twice to Hodge. Let the quarterback keep it and draws the Nansemond-Suffolk defense towards the running back.
And the story on that run, though, broken tackles as Maziel keeps giving this Nansemond-Suffolk defense some issues. He's probably broken about 15 tackles on those 2 runs alone. Kick is up. It's no good. Pushed wide, right? We're going to stay at 6-0. But Atlantic Shores weathered the storm after a miscue on the opening kickoff. They come back, and the running game is going to be the key for Atlantic Shores. They get some big runs there, ended by Maziel.
Yeah, absolutely. The Nansemond-Suffolk defense just not being able to take down the Atlantic Shores players. Hit a little harder on defense, you might be able to stop some of these guys.
As a big first series for Maziel, he picks up 43 on 2 carries on the ground. Kai Hodge, 2 carries, 8 yards. All in all, a 6-play drive, chewing up just about 2.5 minutes off the clock for Atlantic Shores. .7:31 to go, opening quarter. We got a ball game here. The Seahawks from Atlantic Shores up 6-0. Short kick, and the up man fell backwards. They were keeping that one completely away from Petaway. Return going to come up to, call it the 37-yard line. So the Nansemond-Suffolk offense will get opportunity number 2, starting at their own 37. 1st and 10, Saints. And the Vault Fitness facility in Hampton Road is Hampton Road's newest 13,000 square foot facility located in the Hilltop section of Virginia Beach. We specialize in youth athlete development, personal training, small group training, specialty fitness classes, vault athletics, and fitness. Pass on first, but swarmed over in the backfield as Atlantic Shores is there, led by Carlos Smith. And a flag comes flying in from the back judge, as the pass was complete, but call it for -3 yards. And you got to think that flag is probably going to be against Atlantic Shores, maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct after the big celebration. As the Atlantic Shore, or the Nansemond-Suffolk defender is down, so while that While the trainers are attending to him, we're going to take a quick break. 7:11 to go, first quarter. Atlantic Shores leading 6-0. We'll be back in just a minute.
What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream of, with classic creamy Reese's peanut butter cups and crunchy Reese's Pieces? Plus, you guessed it, peanut butter topping and chocolatey topping. All blended in world-famous DQ soft serve, for a treat that takes your favorite combo to a whole new level. Wow, what a rush. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, the Atlantic Shores Seahawks hosting Nansemond-Suffolk up 6-0 in a game that pitted two offenses that have been rolling along this season against each other. So far, the story has been Atlantic Shores. Granted, we're not even halfway through quarter number one, but this Atlantic Shores defense has been very good, as really the only first down Nansemond-Suffolk has picked up so far, courtesy of that personal foul on Carlos Smith. As Gabriel Wansart in the gun, surveying the defense. Atlantic Shores showing pressure, handoff, Petaway starts, stutters, he's run right over. Petaway had nowhere to go, and this Seahawk defensive line led by Caden Beatty and company, as Matthew Baker and Andrew Bilford both there, but for a running back who's averaging 18 yards a carry, Petaway had absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah, I think we can start to see some frustration for the Saints running back right now. Like you said, averaging 18 yards a carry and now averaging what? Just about one yard a carry?
Second down and call it 14 to go. Ball on the 45-yard line. Dropping back Wansart. He's going to completely overthrow Petaway. And the quarterback from Nansemond-Suffolk, the junior, had absolutely no time as he was swarmed right over. Even more so than you normally see on a little bubble screen like that with nothing to go. And Nansemond-Suffolk is going to be forced to take a timeout. This offense looks all sorts of out of everything. Can't get any kind of flow going. But the home team, Atlantic Shores, this defense has been stellar so far.
Yeah, Atlantic Shores has been quick off the ball, especially on defense. Looks like there's some issues with the Saints offensive line, not able to hold back the defensive line of Atlantic Shores.
All right, now through the first, call it the first half of the first quarter, 2 drives. And apart from that 15-yard penalty, Nansemond-Suffolk has 1 yard of offense. 4 yards on the ground, -3 yards passing. And for Nansemond-Suffolk, they've got to get something going, and if they want to do that, they got to get the ball in the hands of their playmaker, as Petaway wants to show the Tar Heel faithful why he's going to look good in the Carolina blue next season. But first, he's got to do it in the white and blue here for the Nansemond-Suffolk Saints. Wansard in the gun. Bad snap, corrals it, rolls out, looks, throws, bobbled. That one going to fall to the turf and unable to hold on. That's going to bring up 4th and very long, as that's the kind of one that gets frustrating for the quarterbacks. As Wansard is 1 for 4, but that one hit his receiver right in the numbers.
Yeah, receivers got to hold on to that. I mean, if you catch that, it's 4th and 2. You could possibly give it to your running back and get the first down if you decide to go for it. But the Saints have sent out their punter. Atlantic Shores back to receive.
Brandon Peterson stands just in front of his own 20-yard line. Nansemond-Suffolk standing back just inside the 30. Snap is low, but the punt is up, end over end. Peterson going to take it and ripped right down as good coverage on the punt team. Coming up strong for Nansemond-Suffolk. That was Landon Moran, the senior. Make sure that Peterson doesn't get anywhere. 5:54 to go, first quarter. Atlantic Shores leading 6-0, and opportunity number 2 right here, trying to add to this lead.
Atlantic Shores, it's going to be 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. And if we see anything like we saw in that first drive from them, this could be another touchdown at the end.
Maziel in the gun. Atlantic Shores going to stick. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They got 2 tight. One running back, it's Hodge. He's going to get it, dancing off to his right, breaks through 1 tackle, works his way down. Call it a gain of 8. And so Hodge, 3 carries, 16 yards. So far, he's been the stellar back, 2nd and 2 upcoming for Atlantic Shores.
Yeah, Isaac, call it 8 yards and about 8 broken tackles. I think we should start keeping a stat on that.
Maziel in the gun, this time Hodge to his left. 1 split out each side. Rolls left, has pressure coming, airs one out, has a man right through his hands. And oh, Nelly, Amir Ali beat his man down the near sideline, just unable to get there. As the first incompletion of the day for Maziel brings up 3rd and 2. 5:12 to go first quarter. Atlantic Shores leading 6-0. Maziel in the gun. Handoff, Hodge right up the gut. He's going to get there and some. Flag comes in late. As we'll wait for the signal, but the handoff to Hodge up the gut successful. However, that's going to get marked back, it looks like. So Hodge's strong running negated. It's going to be 3rd and long after a holding call on Atlantic Shores. One's going to march them all the way back. So call it 3rd and 10 now for Atlantic Shores.
3rd and 10.
The opening drive for Atlantic Shores went 5 plays. Some big runs from quarterback Damian Maziel. We'll see what magic he has in his legs so far in this one. Maziel in the gun, 3 wide, near side. Running back Hodge to his left. Pressure coming blind side. As a man chasing him down, doesn't see him. He's going to throw out. Completion right there up the gut. It's Peterson. He gets 1, breaks through another. And Brandon Peterson down the line picks up the first down and then some. And the big completion, as call it a gain of 20. Call it a gain of 23. Ball down to the 37-yard line. Maziel going to call his own number. Keeps. Pickup of 4. Fifth first down of the game, 3:52 to go, first quarter. Atlantic Shores up 6-0 and driving. Ball on the 35-yard line of Nansemond-Suffolk. Maziel keeps, reads the defense, breaks through one, almost broke through another. He's going to pick up the first down all the way down to the 21-yard line. So call it a gain of 12 for Maziel. He's got 59 yards on 4 carries so far for the Seahawks. Just like we saw in the first drive, Atlantic Shores trying to press the tempo and pick things up offensively. Maziel in the gun, 2 wide each side, keeps, stiff arm, tries to get through 1 tackle. Can't break through 2 guys at once. However, he's going to pick up 3 on the carry. Second and 6. Atlantic Shores knocking on the doorstep. Ball on the 18-yard line. 2:38 to go, first quarter. Maziel, 1 split wide each side, 2 tight. The back Hodge shifts to his right. Drop back, throw, has a man, and they're going to say he got it. Looked like it might have been almost short, but hauling it in was Carlos Smith. Brandon Peterson. First and goal. Maziel gives Hodge off the right side. He's going to walk into the end zone. No trouble there. Kai Hodge, his 4th carry, goes 4 yards in. Touchdown, Atlantic Shores. That's a Chicho's touchdown, and the Seahawks lead 12-0.
Yeah, with the success of the run game for the Seahawks, if you can get inside that 5-yard line, definitely hand the ball off. You're looking at 6 points all day. As the Seahawks look to attempt the extra point.
Missed the first one, just wide. We'll see if they can complete it here. That one goes up, and it's good. 13-0. Seahawks after the Chicho's touchdown, brought to you by Kai Hodge. The Seahawk offense has been the dominant force. We had 2 big offenses coming into this one. The Seahawks averaging 20 points a first quarter. They've got 13 so far with 2 minutes to go here in this opening stanza.
You know, it might be a little discouraging, down 13-0, especially with time left in the first quarter. But the Saints have been averaging, what did you say, 36 points a game, just under 36 points a game. Don't count them out of this. Just because they're down 13-0 doesn't mean anything.
The Saints offense really hasn't been able to establish any kind of a groove, but they're going to look to do that, and they need to get their big man, George Pettaway, going. We'll see if they can do that. The 5'10 senior. Short kick. Caught on the 20. Moving to his right, breaking through a couple of tackles out to the 40 before being hauled down, as that was Parker Green. Jackson Runyon on the return. Call it a 20-yard return for Runyon. First down and 10 from their own 40 for Nansemond-Suffolk. Good starting position, trying to get back in this one.
Yeah, let's see if this Saints offensive line can hold the defensive line of the Seahawks. Try and give their quarterback a little bit of time. Look in the pocket, find one of his receivers.
Wansart has Pettaway behind him, gives to the big back up the middle, but he's wrapped up and thrown to the turf by Matthew Baker. I was 72. Andrew Belford on the tackle as Pettaway gets another carry, his 4th. Doesn't go anywhere. And since 1965, the AstroTurf brand has been driven by forward thinking and ingenuity. Today, AstroTurf continually improves its system designed to deliver playing surfaces with the most realistic sports-specific performance, long-lasting durability, and player protection. Pass near side. That one going to go right through the hands. The intended receiver for Nansemond-Suffolk was Preston Groves. And so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for Nansemond-Suffolk. And offensively, they just haven't been able to get anything going. 4 rushes for Petaway for 4 yards. 1 for 5 for the quarterback, Wansert, for -3 yards. Not the offensive start you want for this one if you're in the Saints locker room. 1:06 to go, first quarter. 13-0 Atlantic Shores leads. Wansert, pressure right up the middle. He's going to roll out and keep it. Tries to get there, going to pick up 5. Yeah, so Wansert, his first carry, picks up 5. That's going to bring up 4th and 5 for Nansemond-Suffolk. They're going to seem to go for it. They might be trying to draw off the Saints here with 35 seconds to go, opening quarter. We'll see what they do. Wansert has 3 split out near side, 1 to the far side. Petaway, the back behind him. 4th and 5. Drops back, pressure coming through. Beatty is there, trying to wrap up another man. Chance, ball knocked loose. It's free, and the whistle gonna go as Atlantic Shores thought they were gonna have an open line right to the end zone. As Wansert trying to make a throw, and I think if we were in the NFL, that one might have gone the other way. As might have taken a look at that and ruled it a fumble. However, that's ruled as an incomplete pass, and Nansemond-Suffolk dodges a bullet there with 12 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I don't know, Isaac. It looked a little close here. Definitely looked like a fumble to me, but the officials called it as an incomplete pass. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Seahawks. Ball at the 46-yard line.
And so this Seahawk offense that has been so good, giving their coach a peace of mind, and if you need a peace of mind as far as lending, Atlantic Bay is not your typical mortgage company. Understand, getting a mortgage can be stressful, but we're here to guide you every step of the way, dedicated to providing an enjoyable experience, journey start to finish, Atlantic Bay. Give Hodge up the middle, gets through 1 tackle, trying to find the sideline, gets his way up, call it to the 30, and so a gain of 16 on the run, another 1st down. That's going to run timeout for the opening quarter. And so just like that, Nansemond-Suffolk finds themselves in a 13-0 hole. The Atlantic Shores offense has been the talk of this one, as the running duo of Kai Hodge and Damian Mazil, they've been the difference so far for this Atlantic Shores Seahawk team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been been 2 different sides of a ball game. One would be the Seahawks offense, and then the other one is the Seahawks defense as well. The Seahawks have been dominating in the first quarter here, and we'll see if they can carry it on through to the second quarter, just not allowing the Saints to get anything going on offense.
And really with that one, the big key has been the Seahawk defensive line, as they've really just bullied this offensive line from Nansemond-Suffolk. And I think anybody who watches football knows that if you can't win the battle with the big boys down in the trenches, you're going to have trouble all game long.
Yeah, I mean, look at the Jets right now. If we're really describing NFL, I mean, if you don't have an offensive line, you're not giving your quarterback enough time to hold the ball and get your receivers open. And, I mean, we've seen it right here. 13-0 down. It's going to be a little hole to dig yourself out of.
1st and 10 on the Nansemond-Suffolk 30. The Atlantic Shores Seahawks looking to build to this 13-0 lead, start of the second quarter. We appreciate you joining us on this beautiful Friday evening. Give for Hodge off the left side. Gets through one. Stiff arm, but hauled down at the line of scrimmage. Hodge goes nowhere. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. And a rare play without any positive gain for the Atlantic Shores Seahawks. Hodge stuffed at the line.
Yeah, it was a big stop here on 1st down for the Saints. Let's see if they can continue that momentum. 2nd and 10. Let's see if they can stop them here.
Maziel 3 wide near side. Looks quick pop over. That one complete. Right up the gut. Has some good protection as the pass complete to Brandon Peterson. Gain of 7 on the play, so 3rd and 3. Ball on the 23.5-yard line, we'll call it. Atlantic Shores knocking on the doorstep once again, trying to pick up another Chicho's touchdown and push this lead to 3 scores. Maziel 1 wide each side, 2 tight. Back to his left, rolls left. Looking for his man, pump fake once, sprints past the man, goes toward the sidelines, knocked out, and takes out the man holding this stick. So I think it's safe to say he got right to it. They're going to give it to him. He pulls it down and carries his 6th carry. Picks up exactly, he needed 3. He got exactly 3. That's a 1st down for Atlantic Shores. Actually, they're going to, they're motioning the sticks there. They kept the chain gang where they were, but that's going to be a Seahawk 1st down. Ball on the 20-yard line, so the Seahawks back in the red zone. And Damian Maziel has done it with his legs more than his arm, but both have been dangerous, so we'll see what they go with here. Drops back, looks, airs it out, has a man right in the hands, touchdown Seahawks. Maziel to Carlos Smith. Call it a 20-yard touchdown pass, and the Seahawks pick up another Chicho's touchdown to make it 19-0.
Yeah, great pass out to the side. Looks for Carlos Smith out wide, running towards the end zone. Just floats it right into his hands. It's a perfect pass. Now it's 19-0 for the Seahawks.
And Maziel put that one right where only Smith could get it, perfectly led his wide receiver. The connection between those two has been electric so far this season. Continues to be so here tonight. Kick is up, and that one is good. Make it 20-0. And, well, it doesn't seem like this Atlantic Shores offense is going to be cooling off at any point in the near future. They lead 20-0, just a minute and 45 into quarter number 2. I'm not sure what's been more impressive so far tonight, Maziel's arm or his legs, because both have been pretty dadgum good.
Oh, make sure you watch out for him on defense as well. He's playing free safety. Made a couple tackles on that last drive by the Saints. I mean, just an all-around player right now for the Seahawks.
And since we're talking about Chicho's with the touchdown, Chicho's Pizza is a beach institution since 1968, serving the best pie around for over 50 years. I know you love some Chicho's Pizza.
I love pizza, man.
From around the single founding location to now 8 locations around the area, stop in, order online to find out why we're a Hampton Roads favorite. Chicho's is more than pizza. What's your go-to favorite pizza?
Man, I'm on a diet right now, man. I can't be having pizza and all these.
Well, then you
Chicho's.
just ruined the question, so everything just goes right out the window. We're just going to go back to the kickoff here. Atlantic Shores boots it deep, just ruining everything. Picked up. Nansemond-Suffolk trying to break through a couple of tackles, but a gang tackle there by the Seahawks. They swarm around, and Nansemond-Suffolk going to start at the 20. Trailing 20-0 here, just about 2 minutes gone in quarter number 2.
Yeah, let the ball bounce a little bit off the kickoff. gave the Seahawks a little bit of time to get down to the field, and only a return of about 18 on that. You're pinned back a little bit. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 21 for the Saints.
And so Gabriel Wansart, George Petaway, and company trying to get something going offensively for the visitors in white with the blue helmets moving right to left. Here on this beautiful Friday night from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Quick pitch left. Petaway breaks through one, gets up just a little bit. Call it a gain of 6 for Petaway. His 5th carry, and he's finally broken double digits on yards. 5 carries for 10 yards. 2nd and 3, so call it 7. We'll give him that extra 1 yard. 11 yards for Petaway. But even as big as Maziel has been, this Atlantic Shores defense has been phenomenal so far through the first quarter and change.
Yep, they're definitely pushing through that offensive line. And I think I like that pitch that the Saints did. I received the option.
Wansart with the option given over, but again, no blocking on the outside, and you got to give a back like Petaway a little bit of room to move, as he had absolutely no chance.
And honestly, Isaac, I'd like to see that option go a little bit wider. Like I was saying, that pitch that Petaway had on that first play gave him some space away from that defensive line of the Seahawks.
Call it a loss of 6, 3rd and 9 for Nansemond-Suffolk, pinned back deep in their own end. Ball on the 21-yard line. Trailing 20-0 in that Atlantic Shores front, anchored by Caden Beatty, is giving Nansemond-Suffolk all sorts of issues. Rolling out, pressure, going for it, and instead of throwing it away, Wansart's going to hold on, and he's taken down by Nathan McDonald. The big sophomore comes up with another big play. Sack out to the left sideline, and the clock's going to keep running. 4th down here for Nansemond-Suffolk, and they just don't have an answer for that defensive front for Atlantic Shores.
Yeah, Atlantic Shores defense just looks fast, strong, and when you combine fast and strong, it makes for a really good defense.
Nansemond-Suffolk going to stand back on their own 3-yard line to punt. Back to take it for Atlantic Shores. Brandon Peterson, and a timeout going to be taken here. 7:49 to go in the second quarter. The Saints taking their 2nd timeout. They're desperately searching for any kind of answer, but fast, strong. We mentioned that defense is. It's really been Nathan McDonald, Andrew Belford, and Caden Beatty, the 3-man front, just wrecking havoc. This offensive line, they've tried bringing in some tight ends. They've tried some other things. They really just haven't had an answer. And that's a key part to why this Atlantic Shores team is 5-0, why they've been cruising, only allowing 9 points a game. Granted, the game is still young, but Atlantic Shores definitely in control of this one. Low snap, just getting it off. Low punt, bouncing, gonna roll. Takes a Nansemond-Suffolk roll down to the 49, and that is where the Seahawks will start. 7:36 to go, second quarter. They're leading 20-0 with a chance to add to that even more.
Yeah, one of their better starting field positions of this game for the Seahawks. We'll see if they can capitalize on the good field position.
And keep in mind, this one started with the Seahawks basically giving Nansemond-Suffolk a gift with a botched opening kickoff. It was taken by the Saints just outside the attacking 30.
And I think that just goes to show you how strong this Atlantic Shores defense is.
As a little bit of communication, as Atlantic Shores going to spread out 3 wide, far side. Maziel, lone man, drops back, looking to air it out, has pressure, throws one off, and Kai Hodge was in the area, but that one going to fall incomplete. Just the second incompletion for Maziel in this one so far. It'll bring up 2nd and 10, 7:29 to go, second quarter, but that's probably one of the first times they've been able to get significant pressure on Maziel and force him to make a throw earlier than he wanted to.
And keep in mind, it's one of the first times that Maziel has been solo back in the gun. And I think that the Saints defensive line just got a quick jump off, a little bit quicker than the Seahawks.
Kai Hodge rejoins his quarterback in the backfield. 3 split wide to the left, 1 near side. Nansemond-Suffolk continuing, or excuse me, Atlantic Shores continuing to go to no huddle. Quick pop over to Peterson. That one going to go right through his hands. So we talked about how good their offense has been. Now they go 3 without picking up any yards. Ball on the 50-yard line, 3rd and 10. 7:24 to go, second quarter. Atlantic Shores leading 20-0 here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex.
You know, I'm shocked they haven't gone to run the ball, at least on the first 2 downs. Maybe they're just trying something different. They've gotten over 100 yards on the ground.
Pressure from behind on Maziel. He's going to throw it. That one's picked off. And it back the other way, Nansemond-Suffolk, as Maziel had pressure coming right from behind him, and his pass going to be picked off. Could that be the spark that Nansemond-Suffolk needed as they take it all the way back down to the Atlantic Shores 30?
At the end of that play, Maziel took a shot, was laying down for a minute. Might have been hurt, but he's coming off. He's coming off on his own power. No trainer out there. And now the Saints have the ball similar to where they were at the start of this game. Let's see if they can capitalize here with great field position.
So a miscue for Atlantic Shores. Can Nansemond-Suffolk turn and capitalize? And while we're thinking about the nice cool weather here, Zoop Eatery, you can build the perfect boxed lunch dinner, a customizable and individually packaged meal for your convenience. Choose any of our wide variety of soups, salads, made-to-order sandwiches, all served with a hunk of bread and dessert. There's something for the whole crew over there at Zoop, so go check them out. Great food as we get a timeout taken by Atlantic Shores. They're trying to stem the tide that has been the last minute for Nansemond-Suffolk as they're trying to grasp any kind of momentum they can off that pick down 20-0.
Yeah, try and get a breather. You know, you just lost all the momentum with that interception. You know, take a second. Let's talk to the players. Try and get their head straight. Hey, make a stop here. You've been doing it all night. You know, those are the words that are coming out of the Seahawks' coach. You know, play tough. You've been playing this game. Just because we're backed up at the 30, it's not like we've been here, or we haven't been here before. We were here at the beginning of the game and led the Saints to a turnover on downs.
And offensively for the Saints, they're going to split out 5 wide. Wansert has the empty set all alone, standing on his 35. Takes the snap. Pop over. Time sprinting toward the sideline, trying to bulldoze through a tackle was Jaden Freeman, the 6'4" senior. Call it a pickup of 5. And that's the type of pass, if you're Nansemond-Suffolk, you got to get those little dink dunk, work your way down there, but just get some confidence back in this offense. Get the ball out quick. This offensive line has had some issues. Get it back quick and get it hard. And get it through these hard defensive tackles as they put a lot of pressure, causing some issues. We'll see what they do here. 5 wide again. Wansert, quick pass right there, but that one's going to be dropped. It was Petaway on the mishandle. And so once again, short pass, but instead this time it's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Ball from the 26-yard line, 6:13 to go in the opening half. Nansemond-Suffolk trailing 20-0. Third down. Petaway returns to the backfield to the right of Wansert. Pressure coming, quick drop off, and that one's going to be picked off. The perfect read, the receiver fell down, and the defense comes up huge for Atlantic Shores, as it looked like it was Amir Ali reading that perfectly, and just when you think Nansemond-Suffolk is going to pick up some momentum, well, things swing right back the way of the Seahawks.
Yeah, and Petaway arguing his case. Felt like there was pass interference on that. Might have just been outside of his reach, though, and the officials didn't throw the flag there. But great interception by the Seahawks, and a big stop, like I was saying before, a big stop needed for the Seahawks to keep that 0 on the scoreboard.
So both teams with an interception in the backfield. This time it's the Nansemond-Suffolk defense overrunning into the backfield Kai Hodge. His 7th carry, call it a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 coming up for the Seahawks. 5:40 to go first half. Atlantic Shores up 20-0.
Yeah, Saints set the blitz there. Number 18, Noah Delk, got through the line and made the stop behind the line of scrimmage. Well done by the Saints.
In the gun, Maziel, pressure coming again. Doesn't have much time, pass over, and that one they're going to say is complete, but almost would have been better just to knock it down to the turf was Amir Ali.
Yeah, maybe a gain of a yard on that one.
And call it actually a loss of a yard. 3rd and 13. And so after a strong start, the Seahawk offense sputtering a little bit. 3rd and long. Ball on their own 25. Maziel drops back, gets pressure, pitch over. Hodge has room, stutter step toward the sideline, going to pick up positive yardage, but run out after picking up 4. So 4th and 9 upcoming for the Seahawks. They're going to send the punt team out. It'll be Petaway back to receive. If you're the Seahawks, you definitely want to keep the ball away from Petaway. Look for maybe a coffin corner punt toward the sideline. No, they're going to give it right to him. That's going to bounce, though. Oh, that almost hit the Seahawk player and would have made it dead at the 35. Instead, they're going to let it roll all the way down to the 25, where Nansemond-Suffolk will take over, still looking to get on the board for the first time. 4 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Seahawks leading 20-0, and after a very strong start for the Seahawk offense, and we got to see what this defense can do and what the Nansemond-Suffolk offense can do. They had looked like was a decent drive put together before that interception, as Wansert steps back out trying to lead the Saints down the field. Quick pitch, picked up left side, room to run, breaking over the 35-yard line, call it a gain of 12. And that one going to be good as Jackson Oliver. No, excuse me, Christian Townsend on the pitch. His first carry goes for 12 yards. Ball on the 37-yard line, 1st and 10, just under 4 minutes to go. Nansemond-Suffolk trying to apply some pressure. Townsend will stay in the backfield. They're going to split Petaway out wide. Throw is to Petaway. Caught, dodges one tackle, gets past another, spun around and out of bounds, but not after a gain of 12. So Wansert connects with Petaway. Peterson able to push him out of bounds, but that'll move the sticks for Nansemond-Suffolk. Only their first down of the opening half. Wansert in the gun. Has Townsend behind him again. Look throw over. That's Petaway again. Flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be on Nansemond-Suffolk. Maybe a block in the backfield. We'll see what the call is. That one from Wansert to Petaway maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll see what the call is, though. 3:01 to go, opening half.
Yeah, the Saints have actually brought in Townsend to play at running back, and that's allowed Petaway to get out wide, and it's somewhat redirected the defense to kind of keep an eye on Petaway, and has allowed for the first run, the pitch of the gain of 10, and then you go right back out to Petaway. It just shows that the Saints aren't necessarily a one-man offense.
Block in the back on David Russell. That one's going to back up the Nansemond-Suffolk Saints to their 41-yard line. 1st and 20. And you mentioned Petaway being bumped out. He's going to be on the top of your screen. Nansemond-Suffolk wide out, far out, and it gives him a chance to kind of work one-on-one and maybe get a little breakaway as a big gap opens up. Wansert steps up, has a man wide open downfield, but that one going to be dropped. David Russell was right there, had an opportunity. Wansert used his legs to create an opening, but just unable to connect. That one falls to the turf. He's 3 for 11 with 14 yards, but he's had 2 big ones that have been dropped.
Yeah, that would have been a gain of about 33 or so, and you just can't drop those, especially when you're down by 20. You got to hold on to those. Just make sure that you catch it. That's the big thing. Just catch the ball.
2:46 to go, opening half. Nansemond-Suffolk trailing 20-0 to the Atlantic Shores Seahawks from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Friday night in Virginia Beach. Wansert throw, that one going to pick up about 11. Pass complete to Jaden Freeman. So 4th down, 3rd down. Jumped ahead of myself. 3rd and 11 for the Saints. Clock continues to tick down. 2:17 for Nansemond-Suffolk. They will get the ball to start half number 2. So a chance to really put together a drive here, get some points, and try to take a little bit of momentum into the locker room after trailing 20-0. Wansert has time, throws one down. The receiver almost had it. He was half of a stride out of bounds anyway. But a good look, just falling incomplete, intended for David Russell, the 6'2" wide receiver who doubles as a defensive end, getting a lot of love on the offensive side of the ball tonight. Now we're going to go 1:50 to play, opening half. Ball on the 48-yard line of Atlantic Shores. Nansemond-Suffolk says, we need this. We're going to go for it. 1:50 to go, half number one. Wansert in the gun. Has Townsend in the back behind him. 2 wide to each side. Petaway. UNC commit up top. Wansert rolls. Looking for a man. Has time to run. Dodges one tackle. He's going to pick up the first and then some. Spins away. Rolls over. Picks up the first down. Call that a gain of 13. And so, a big play coming from the quarterback, the junior. A heads-up play to find the open space on the field. 1:36 to go, and a timeout taken by Nansemond-Suffolk. And that was exactly what they needed there on 4th down to pick up the first and put themselves in the opportunity. They've got 1:36 left. They have a good chance to drive down, pick up some points, and then come right back out to start the second half with the ball and cut into this lead even more.
Yeah, honestly, can't settle for a field goal here. You got to get into the end zone.
Especially carrying that momentum into the second half, especially getting the ball off the kickoff. You know, you have a chance to score 14 points in 2 drives right here. You've got to capitalize on it.
If you're Nansemond-Suffolk, though, you got to take what you can get. Down 20. If you can pick up, it's a 3-possession game either way, but if you can pick up any points, there's still 24 minutes of football after this to kind of chisel away on this beautiful Friday night. This stream presented by the great folks over at Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. 1st and 10 for the Nansemond-Suffolk Saints. Wansert, pressure, airs one out, looking, going up. That one going to be picked off. It was intended for Petaway, but no, sir. That one going to be picked off. The second INT of the evening, as it looks like the defensive back cramping on the far side. I believe it was Brandon Peterson coming up with the big play when we talked about how Nansemond-Suffolk needed those points. And once again, they get some momentum going. They get some movement offensively, only to see it crushed by an interception thrown by the Saints. As it looks like Carlos Smith, I believe that's a 7, being helped off after coming up with the interception. Carlos Smith getting help from the trainer. He went down after making the pick. Almost looked like he was cramping the way he had somebody come over and stretch him out. But nevertheless, you don't want to see that, as that young man certainly been a big part in this one. A 20-yard touchdown reception to put the Seahawks up 20-0. 1:27 to go in the opening half. Atlantic Shores will start backed up in their own end. 1st and 10 from the 5. Maziel has Kai Hodge to his right. Standing on his own goal line. Pressure coming, give Hodge. Right side, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. They're going to give him forward progress there. His 7th carry, they're going to give him 1. 20-0 Seahawks leading, trying to just run down some clock. 2nd and 9, pinned deep in their own end. Maziel reading the defense, calling a little bit of an audible. Saints are going to let the clock run down and then take a timeout. Excuse me, the Seahawks let the clock run down. Saw something they didn't quite like on that defensive side, so buy as much time off the clock as you can, 32 seconds. 2nd and 9. You got to think they're probably just going to take a little knee down and then call it a half, going up 20.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they only had just over a minute to try and drive the field, and I mean, it's hard to even see that in the NFL.
And for this Seahawk offense, you want to try to regroup going into the half. You had a strong start. Last few drives have fizzled out. You had the interception as well as just another inability to keep moving the ball. But you got to work back to what worked for him, and that was the big dogs in the trenches really paving the way, getting a lot of time for Maziel and giving Hodge some room to work as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been successful through the air. They've been successful on the ground. Looks like this Saints defense has started to pick up on a few things. So as they go in at halftime, they might have to just change things up a little bit.
Hodge still in the shotgun, 32, or Maziel still in the shotgun, 32 seconds to go. So maybe we won't take a kneel as he stands at his own goal line, 2nd and 9. Give Hodge up the middle. He's got space to run through a couple. He's going to be spun down and a big run. Call it out to the 27, so make it a run of 22. Gonna work their way up in a timeout taken by the Seahawks. So the run for Hodge gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone, and maybe you take a couple of shots down the field here. Maziel's got the arm. You've got the talent. Maybe you're looking at another chance to push this lead even more going into half now.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a big run right there, and it gets them closer to midfield where you can actually take a couple shots to the end zone if you really wanted to. There's a possibility that we might see some more points by the end of this half.
And the mentality completely changes from take a knee. We change our tune from take a knee and just kind of run it into half to let's see what you got here, all because of field position. That one big run as Hodge was able to find his way right up the gut. That one is 9th carry of the evening.
Yeah, Isaac, that's why we're in the box. We're not down on the field.
Maziel, 22 seconds on the clock. 1st and 10 from the 30, from his own 30. Takes the snap, looks, pressure coming, chucks one out. That one's just going to be thrown to the sidelines. A nice little catch by the coordinator here. That one going to fall incomplete. 14 seconds to go. Clock, of course, stopping on the incomplete pass. Got to be thinking another shot downfield. No, they're going to give it to Hodge. Off right side, has room to run. Breaks through a couple, ran into his own man. That stopped it. Call it a gain of 11. And so that's going to run off the clock, and the Seahawks are going to head to the locker room up 20-0. So the Seahawk offense came out hot. They came out strong. They put up 20 points on the board, and Nansemond-Suffolk really early on couldn't find an answer for this Seahawk offense.
Yeah, absolutely not. 13 points in the first quarter by the Seahawks, 7 in this quarter. They're heading into halftime, up 20-0. I mean, what are you saying if you're the Saints head coach?
if you're the Saints, you got to find a way to – you found a way to work Pettaway into the offense by splitting him out wide, but you got to get your playmakers back into this one. Offensively, Georgia Pettaway, 6 carries for 5 yards.
That's a lot lower than his 18 yards per carry average leading into this game.
Meanwhile, passing the ball, quarterback Gabriel Wansart, 4 of 14 for 25 yards with 2 interceptions. On the other side of things, Kai Hodge leading the way, 10 carries, 68 yards. Damian Maziel, though, 5 carries, 65 yards for the Seahawk quarterback. Through the air, Maziel 7 of 11 for 44 yards and a touchdown. Scoring so far in this one, it's been all Seahawks. Maziel opened it up with a 27-yard run. A scamper into the end zone for the Chichos touchdown to make it 6-0 after the missed extra point. Then just about 5 minutes later, it was Hodge from 4 yards out off the left side. Made it 13-0. And then in the second quarter, they capped off the scoring just a minute 45 into the quarter as Maziel connected with Carlos Smith, a 20-yard touchdown for the 20-0 lead. And since that point, the Nansemond-Suffolk defense has really tightened up, causing some issues, including 1 interception of Maziel. But overall, Atlantic Shores has been start to finish in the opening half the leader in the clubhouse and has played the best ball of these two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding penetration on the defensive side of things, looking through the air on the offensive side of things, and I think that's what we saw the Saints doing as well, you know, slowing down the scoring pace. I mean, there was only 1 score, and that was what you said, a minute 45 into the second quarter. The Saints have been able to get off the ball a little bit quicker on defense and put some pressure on Maziel.
And so with halftime on the field, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with a breakdown of the opening half and second half kickoff. You're watching Atlantic Shore Seahawks football from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals.
What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream of with classic creamy Reese's peanut butter cups and crunchy Reese's Pieces? Plus, you guessed it, peanut butter topping and chocolatey topping. All blended in world-famous DQ soft serve for a treat that takes your favorite combo to a whole new level. Wow, what a rush. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
wherever,
however.
Nobody cares for more young knees than CHKD Sports Medicine. Our specialists, surgeons, and physical therapists work together to develop treatment and training programs that get young athletes back up to speed safely with the strength and confidence they need to stay in the game for the long haul. CHKD Sports Medicine. What's so extreme about the DQ Reese's Extreme Blizzard? How about all the Reese's you could dream of with classic creamy Reese's peanut butter cups and crunchy Reese's Pieces? Plus, you guessed it, peanut butter topping and chocolatey topping. All blended in world-famous DQ soft serve for a treat that takes your favorite combo to a whole new level. Wow, what a rush. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, Friday night football under the lights. A high school matchup between Nansemond-Suffolk and the home team Atlantic Shores Seahawks. The Seahawks leading 20-0 at halftime, in big part thanks to a 13-point first quarter. They continue their offensive tear. They're averaging just under 48 points a game, and defensively they're giving up under 10. Both those remaining true tonight. The offense sputtering a little bit towards the end of the opening half as Nansemond-Suffolk putting together some answers, but unable to get on the scoreboard themselves. Scoring in this one, recapping it quickly, in the first quarter, it was a 27-yard scamper from Damian Maziel that put the Seahawks up 6-0. Kai Hodge would add a 4-yard run of his own, make it 13-0, and then Maziel would connect for 20 yards to Carlos Smith for a 20-0 lead for the Seahawks. That's where we stand after 2 quarters of play. Statistically, Atlantic Shores picking up 11 first downs in that opening half. Meanwhile, Nansemond-Suffolk only picking up 6. Plenty of penalties on either side. Things evened out as the game went on. Rushing leader in the game coming from Atlantic Shores, Kai Hodge. 11 carries for 68 yards. Damian Maziel, 5 carries, 65 yards. On the other side, George Petaway, with 6 carries for 15 yards. Gabriel Wansart, 3 carries, 10 yards. Christian Townsend, 1 carry for 12 yards. Passing, Wansart, 4 of 14 for 25 yards and 2 interceptions. Maziel, 7 of 11, 44 yards, 1 interception, and the touchdown toss to Carlos Smith. Atlantic Shores leading 20-0 over Nansemond-Suffolk. Teams taking back to the field, so we'll step aside and we will return in just a few minutes for second half kickoff. Nansemond-Suffolk set to receive to start half number 2 from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Tonight's game brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Atlantic Shores leading Nansemond-Suffolk 20-0 at halftime. Back in just a few minutes with second half kickoff. Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, Atlantic Shores hosting Nansemond-Suffolk, a 20-0 game in favor of the Seahawks after the opening half. Seahawks set to kick to start half number 2. They started off half number 1 with the offense clicking on all cylinders. They're going to look to do that again once they get the ball back. But for the Saints trying to break through this goose egg on the scoreboard, what are some of the keys that you think they need to do? What worked for them toward the end of the half, barring those turnovers, that they can roll into half number 2?
Well, they need to buy their quarterback a little bit of time with the ball. The Saints offensive line has allowed the defensive line of the Seahawks to come through. And if they can buy their quarterback a little bit of time, I think he's going to be able to find some wide receivers. And I honestly think, too, that Petaway needs to get the ball a little bit more, maybe some pitches out to the side. Just get him the ball, let him get some momentum moving forward. You know, I mean, he's been averaging 180 yards a game, just about 18 yards a carry, somewhere around there, and we haven't seen it yet. This Seahawks defense has really been holding him to just about nothing. I think he's only got, 4 yards rushing?
Atlantic Shores, before we can even get started, is a flag illegal procedure as the kicker started forward and the offense went with him, or the line went with him. Can't quite do that. They were going for a little short pooch kick to the up man. So they're going to back it up 10 yards and kick from the 30 now. We saw a miscue from Atlantic Shores to start the game on the kick return. Kicking from the 35 now. Now we see a miscue on the kickoff. As they'll get a chance to redo it. Kick is up. Pooch to the up man. Caught, just drops right down to his knees. Making sure he secured that was Josh Driley, a 6'2 senior. Not allowing any chance for anyone else to grab that. So Nansemond-Suffolk's going to start half number 2 from their own 45-yard line. Beautiful positioning to start second half. 1st and 10. Wansert in the gun. Has Petaway moving across, fakes the jet sweep, picks up, throws. That one just over the head of the intended receiver, as it was Preston Groves who was there, and that one falls incomplete. So we saw the up-tempo offense from Atlantic Shores. Wansert just trying to slow things down for Nansemond-Suffolk and the Saints. The play action, they've been splitting the star running back Petaway out to either side. This time, he's the man at the very bottom of your screen in white. Nansemond-Suffolk in the white. Petaway goes back behind in motion. Wansert drops back, quick pop, that one again. Intended, this time the flag's gonna come out. Preston Groves was the intended receiver, and nice little throw on the flag there from the official. As we get a solid, call it a solid 13 yards on the flag throw, but looks in the position of gonna be pass interference. And that's the call, so the quick pop again, but this time, and we call, it looks like we actually did we have offsetting penalties there? We apologize with no mics on the officials. Can't quite hear as neither of them project all the way up here. There was a flag in the backfield as well. So offsetting penalty is going to just bring us back to first down. So 1st and 10 from the 45. All that to just redo it. An unsportsmanlike conduct call on the Saints. So Saints ball on their own 45. Wansert in the gun, 2 wide each side. Petaway in motion. Give on the jet sweep. He's going to find some space, breaking through, gets up, and that one's going to be a gain of 10. So the 7th carry for Petaway. He's going to break into double digits once again, a 15-yard on 7 carries. For the UNC commit, Wansert in the gun, 1st and 10. And drawing offside as they're going to get Austin Belford. He'd caused a lot of issues for this Saints team in the early going, but here we're less than a minute into the 3rd quarter, and Nansemond-Suffolk trying to put together a drive of their own, 1st and 5. Ball on the 43-yard or 38-yard line. Pass over, that one going to be complete, tossed out of bounds. As Petaway picks it up, they're going to call it a gain of 4. Don't call it. Well, what are they doing? All right, they're going to call it a gain of 5. And just enough to get the first down. 15 seconds off the clock, a stop and go first drive to the 3rd quarter. Wansert in the gun, 2 wide each side. Ball on the 33-yard line. Wansert back, airs it out. This one complete, has a man just about to the 21-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down. Call it a gain of 11, and so Russell, the intended receiver, and what do you know? The Saints have picked up some momentum, and the Saints are driving. Have to avoid the turnovers, as we've seen this story work out for the Saints, all ending in turnovers. They want to find the end zone this time.
Yeah, this offensive line has definitely stepped up and has bought some time for the quarterback to find his receivers cutting across the field. And they're driving. They're almost in the red zone right now.
Knocking on the door. Wansert has a man in motion. Quick throw up. That one going to be incomplete. The intended target was Freeman. He wanted a pass interference flag as he had Brandon Peterson in coverage. Not going to get it. 2nd and 10. For the Saints, ball on the 21-yard line. Nansemond-Suffolk was unable to find the end zone in half number 1, looking to find it here in half number 2. 2nd and 10, ball on the 21. Wansert has Petaway behind him, 2 wide each side. Wide pitch on the sweep, but taken down in the backfield. Coming up with the big tackle was Kai Hodge. And the running back to running back is going to make that one a loss. A loss of 6, we'll call it. Third and 16.
The big thing here is just to get a few yards, and then you could possibly go for it on 4th down, being down 3 scores.
Wansert, 2 wide each side. Back behind him. Drops, pressure coming. Beatty trying to chase. Has a couple there. That one there going to pull him down as he tried to pick up some yards, but Wansert not going to get anywhere. as that's going to bring up 4th down. He might have gotten 1. We'll be nice and give him 1 yard on the carry. But clock's going to keep running. It's 4th and 15 for the Saints of Nansemond-Suffolk with 8:40 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Two wide each side. One behind Wansert. Looks, pressure, gets away, winds up, throws. That went in, almost picked off. As it was Carlos Smith who comes up with a big play. Almost picking that one off, and it looked like we almost had another repeat of the other pick that Carlos Smith had right there in the end zone. But Smith gets enough of it to break up the pass and end that drive. So we saw what looked like a promising start to the drive for Nansemond-Suffolk fizzle out right around the 20-yard line. So the Seahawks will take over 1st and 10 from the 27.
It almost looks like a repeat of what happened at the end of the first half for the Saints, driving down and then getting stopped on 4th down, not able to put any points on the board, giving the ball to this very powerful Seahawks offense.
On the quarterback keeper, Maziel. He's down the sideline, grabbed by the collar, and just pulled out of bounds, but not without working his way. Call it a gain of 26 on the carry. No.
About 42.
My math from the 20.
27 to about the 35.
As Maziel on the big carry surpasses 100 yards. As give to Kai Hodge off the right side. That one's going to go for a gain of 13. Hodge's 11th carry on the evening. 7.5 minutes to go, and just like this offense was clicking in the first quarter, they're clicking here right out of the gate in half number 2. 2 big runs, and they're knocking on the door for the red zone, looking to pick up their 4th Chicho's touchdown of the evening. Maziel, gun, 3 split right. Give Hodge right up the gut. He's got room around one man. Into the end zone he goes. It's a Chicho's touchdown for Kai Hodge. And the Seahawks lead 26-0.
Great running by Hodge. Finds the hole through the line. Great blocking from his team. And just walks into the end zone. It's 26-0 to the Seahawks.
And a quick whistle is flag on the play, and the Seahawks get nabbed for a false start, but looking to go for 2, trying to make this 28. As Hodges second, this one from 21. And so 4:59 into the third quarter, and the Seahawk offense is back in business. Moving the ball, they're averaging just under 48 points a game. They're at 26, looking to make it 28 with a conversion here. Nope, they're going to kick as Maziel, the holder. Snap is back, kick is up, and that one's going to be blocked right into the defensive line, breaking through, but we're going to sit at 26-0. 7:01 to go in the third quarter. That Atlantic Shores offense, powered by the offensive line, just like we saw in quarter number 1, and what an impressive drive that was. Call it 3 big runs right to the end zone. Bing, bang, boom, 26-0 Seahawks.
Yeah, Seahawks have been able to figure out that the Saints defense just isn't the greatest against the run. And we saw it there. 3 plays, call it, I don't know, 73 yards. And a quick strike from the Seahawks, leading 26-0.
Atlantic Shores will kick. Last time we saw the little pooch kick. Right to Josh Driley. He'll wait for it on the 40. We'll see if they do that again or if they go deep. They've done a good job of keeping George Petaway silent. Little pooch kick again, this time near side, and the big man going to fall down on the 42. This time it was Max Russell, the junior, able to haul that in. And Atlantic Shores was prepared for that one. And are you prepared for what's going to happen when you have to file taxes? Because if you're not, you should probably call John's Tax Service. I know you're not. You're never ready. But John's Tax Service is providing tax preparation and retirement planning services. John's Tax Service and JPM Financial Services have been serving all of Hampton Roads for over 20 years. We're the best thanks to you, John's Tax Service. I know you're not ready for retirement either. You're way too young for that. I'm not even going to go there. 1st and 10, ball on the 42-yard line for Nansemond-Suffolk. Trailing 26-0. 6:59 to go, 3rd quarter. Handoff, Petaway. Dances through one man, spins back near side. Breaks through a couple of tackles. He's going to bulldoze his way, pulling a couple of defenders with him. Gain of 13. His 14th carry.
Flag late on the play, though.
You could hear the coach from the other side for Nansemond-Suffolk yell, just get out of there. And Petaway just looks down and shakes his head. The poor guy finally busts out a good run. And that one is negated. So Nansemond-Suffolk going to work their way back. The good run, it don't count. 1st and 10. Ball on the 40-yard line for Nansemond-Suffolk.
As we had a personal foul penalty.
I'm trying to figure out what the chain gang is doing on the far side, as they're set up as if Nansemond-Suffolk would have to go backwards 10 yards to get a 1st down.
Dead ball. So personal foul.
There we go.
Personal foul to occur at the end of the play. So that 13-yard gain essentially negated, like you were saying. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball at the 41.
Wanser has Petaway behind him, 3 wide to the right. Defense has held Nansemond-Suffolk in check for most of the night. Throw in, that one going to be complete and dropped. So it's incomplete, but right in the chest. As Brandon Peterson gets in to break up the pass intended for Preston Groves. And Wansert again delivers a perfect strike right to his receiver. Nansemond-Suffolk can't hang on.
Yeah, it was a good hit from the Atlantic Shores player to break that up. I mean, if the receiver's not, or if the defense isn't there to make that hit, that's a completed pass. I mean, that's the 3rd or 4th drop pass from this Saints side.
And Brandon Peterson has been very good. We've talked about the offensive impact of the Seahawks, but Peterson has definitely made an impact in the passing game defensively. Quick pass over, that one complete. Room to go right there to wrap up a man, try to pull him back as it was Amir Ali. Pass completed to Christian Townsend as he's going to pick up 5. Wansert 8 of 21 for 45 yards and an interception. Petaway, 8 carries for 22 yards. Altogether, Atlantic Shores with just under 90 yards of total offense on the evening. Wansert back, quick dump over, almost picked off, but going to get to Petaway. He's got room in the open field toward the middle, picks up a block. Petaway has a man behind him. They're not going to get him. That's a touchdown for Nansemond-Suffolk. Petaway found room in the open field, and he's not a man you want to let get there as he busted his way down to the end zone. Nansemond-Suffolk is on the board. It's 26-6 on the 55-yard connection from Wansert to Petaway.
Yeah, Wansert does well to find Petaway crossing the field. Then Petaway cuts back across, gets a block by his wide receiver, probably about 35 to 40 yards after the catch. And the Saints are on the board midway through the third quarter, 26-6.
Wansert to Petaway, and Petaway did the rest on the 55-yard pitch and catch. Extra point is up. That one is good, so 26-7 the score. Nansemond-Suffolk is on the board. They brought it to a 3-score game once again. And that's the playmaker that they have on the sideline for Nansemond-Suffolk, as George Petaway really busted that one open. And a rare almost miscue, kind of letting that ball get through to him. You saw the defensive back try to jump the route perhaps, allowing Petaway to get that, but just a beautiful play by Wansert to find Petaway, and Petaway to work his way down the field for the 55-yard gain.
Yeah, I think that's going to build some confidence in Petaway. If he can get the ball a little bit more, just scoring that touchdown, he might be able to get in the end zone a couple more times, whether it be rushing or receiving. Pushing him out wide, the Saints has really stretched this Atlantic Shores defense.
Nansemond-Suffolk to kick is the onside attempt, going to go 10 yards off a body, bounces back, and Nansemond-Suffolk recovers it, but did it go 10 yards? The discussion will be, and the flag comes out. Andre out of the official's pocket, so that's going to be, we got 3 flags, so it's going to be Atlantic Shores ball.
They all wanted to throw their flags out. They wanted to, get in on the action a little bit. But it looks like it went maybe about 8 yards and then possibly touched a Saints player instead of a Seahawks player, to where the kicking team can actually jump up on it.
As the Saints were trying to kind of box out, let it roll 10 and pop on top of it, but instead, one of the Saints just got a little too far in front of it. As we wait for the official call. And it's going to be a re-kick. So we'll go back out. And Atlantic Shores sending out the hands team. Nansemond-Suffolk will kick again. Atlantic Shores up 26-7. 19-point game, 5:15 to go. In the third quarter, Saints going to back up 5 yards, so the ball must get to the Saints 45-yard line. That is where you see the Atlantic Shores line. Right there, covered, bounces off, and Atlantic Shore is going to get on top of it. Almost hopped up, hit a helmet, but the hands team recovers. Got close, but they'll take it, and they'll take over at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, just bobbled on the first touch, and the Seahawks did well to eventually get the ball at the 50, and keep it out of the Saints' hands.
1st and 10, Atlantic Shores, ball on the 50, up 19.
Seahawk ball starting on the 49-yard line.
Trying to push this lead back to a 4-score game. Handoff. Nope. Keeping. Maziel up the middle. Flag comes out. He's going to pick up 9. And plenty of laundry on the field. We've seen all the laundry come out tonight for the officials. 5:02 to play 3rd quarter.
And after that play, it looks like Maziel got up limping a little. Looks like he might have a cramp.
As that one going to be on the Seahawks. Block below the waist, so that's going to bring the ball back 12 yards from the original line of scrimmage. So call it 1st and 22. Ball on their own 38. Maziel has Hodge to his right. 3 wide to the right side. Give Hodge, runs right. Almost breaks one tackle, but Josh Morris was there to grab the shoestrings. Hodge will give him 2 on the play. Actually, we'll say he got back to the original line of scrimmage and nothing else. 2nd and 22 for the Seahawks. 4:19 to play 3rd quarter. Maziel has pressure, airs one out, looking for Smith. That's dimed right in and incomplete as just out of bounds. As a beautiful throw from Maziel. Had Smith, if the field were just a little bit wider, that would have been a beautiful pitch and catch. 4:02 to go 3rd quarter. Seahawks up 26-7.
Now you're faced a long 3rd down, 3rd and 22, let's call it. Surprised they didn't go for something just across the middle of the field, something short, get maybe 10 yards to make this 3rd down a little bit more manageable.
3rd and 22, we're going to go 2 wide out to the left, 3 wide near side. Man in motion, pressure, quick hitter. That one going to be incomplete as it was intended for Brandon Peterson, but that one's going to fall to the turf. 4th and 22 for the Seahawks. Ball on the 38-yard line. Maziel back to punt. Petaway stands just inside his own 25. The end-over-end punt right toward the sideline. Not necessarily a good one at all. Goes out. I'm going to say it went out at the 40. Probably went out closer to the 45. But Nansemond-Suffolk will take over at the 40. 3:50 to go, 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Nansemond-Suffolk definitely looked the better of these two offenses to start the 2nd half. We'll see if they can't charge down the field again with some decent field position. Ball at around the 40-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for them, 60 yards to get to the end zone.
This stream tonight brought to you by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. Revitalize your property today. Shine Time is your turnkey solution for all power washing and painting projects. With years of experience in both residential and large-scale commercial settings, our focus is to bring new life to your home, building, or outdoor space and ensure 100% customer satisfaction every time at Shine Time Power Wash. Wansert drops, looks, connects, Petaway dances away from one. dances toward the sidelines, going to pick up 5.
Quick pass to number 6, George Petaway, pushed out of bounds by a couple of Seahawks.
And so,
Second and 7.
call it
3.
3. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 43-yard line for Nansemond-Suffolk. Wansert in the gun. Has Christian Townsend behind him. 2 wide, split to each side. Petaway, bottom of your screen. Pass in. That one going to be complete down to a sliding receiver just across the line. That's going to be a gain of 8, but good enough for a first down. And Nansemond-Suffolk back in business. 3:32 to go, third quarter.
All right, number 2, quick catch. Jaden Freeman. That gives Saints a first down. Ball's placed at the 48-yard line.
Wansert 11 of 23 for 111 yards and 1 touchdown pass so far. The 55-yard connection with Petaway. Back behind him in the pistol. He stands in the gun. High snap. Going to turn and just a little rugby pass over. Having a pounce on that was Townsend. That's going to go for a big loss. Unfortunately, if you're looking at stats, that goes to Townsend. But call it a loss of 12.
Good job.
Second and 22. And it's miscues like that that have really hurt the Saints in this one. Seem to get a little bit of momentum going, and you have a miscue like that. We'll see if they can right things here and try to pick up a big gain. Petaway near side across the middle. Wansert back rolling. Pressure, and Beatty takes him down. Let the big dogs eat. The defensive line comes through. That's a sack for Caden Beatty. And that's going to push the Saints back even more. 3rd and a mile.
Yeah, offensive line looked like they were doing well to keep the pocket formed. Quarterback tries to roll out to the right, and the defense manages to get through that offensive line and get the sack. If you're looking at numbers, it's 3rd and 31.
3rd and 30.
3rd and a country mile, we'll call it. Wansert has 1 man to his right. That's Townsend. Man in motion. Wansert steps back, pressure, a little screen, connects with Townsend. He's met right there, almost breaks through 1 tackle. But Mazzell able to wrap him up and get him by the shoestrings. That's going to pick up 5.
And Mazzell, after that tackle, gets up limping again. Looks like he's favoring that right calf, trying to stretch that out as he's coming off the field.
Something to keep an eye on as Atlantic Shores needs Mazzell to stay in this game. Nansemond-Suffolk to punt. Out towards midfield, going to take a favorable bounce for the Saints, rolls down, and touchdown at the 37. And that is where Atlantic Shores will take over. 12 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter, leading 26-7. Both teams have picked up a score in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if Atlantic Shores can add anything else heading into quarter number 4.
Yeah, they were able to get that first touchdown while running the ball. I mean, 3 plays where they had on that drive. Let's see if they go back to the run, see if they can be as successful as they were to start out this 3rd quarter.
First and 10, ball on their own 37. Atlantic Shores has really only been pinned in their own half of the field on one drive. Handoff, Hodge through the middle. Breaks a couple of tackles down near the first down marker. They're going to give him 8. Second and 1, pickup of 9 for Hodge. He's got 113 yards on 14 carries. That's going to do it for quarter number 3. So each team picked up some points in the quarter. We're going to take a quick break for a second. We'll come right back with fourth quarter football. Atlantic Shores leading Nansemond-Suffolk 26-7 here from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Back at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, Atlantic Shores Seahawks and Nansemond-Suffolk Saints. Brought to you tonight by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. As Atlantic Shores, 2nd and 1. Ball on the 46-yard line. Run game has been the bread and butter for this Saints team, for this Seahawks team. They go right back to it, up the gut. Hodge threw a couple of tackles. He sprints, he's gonna be gone. Touchdown, Seahawks, as that is a massive 54-yard touchdown for Atlantic Shores. Make it count, young man. A Chicho's touchdown for Kai Hodge. 32-7 Seahawks lead.
And like I said, if the Seahawks decide to go back to the run, as they did, they're going to find success. And Hodge does well there. Big, big run, finds the gap, and then just outruns the rest of the defense to get into the end zone. First play of the fourth quarter, 32-7 Seahawks.
Hodge, the 54-yard run. Make it 15 carries on the afternoon for him, as we have a Saint player down back near the line of scrimmage. Hodge now 167 yards on 15 carries for the Seahawks. As the big man back near the line of scrimmage, that one going to be Holden Shank for Nansemond-Suffolk. He's up with help of the training staff. Hope the best for him as he gingerly works his way off.
Yeah, hopefully nothing too serious for Holden Shank there.
11:49 to play, fourth quarter. Seahawks get that 54-yard run from Hodge, as that one really been exactly what's worked for the Seahawks so far in this one. As Hodge went up the middle, broke a few tackles, running through tree branches, able to work his way to the end zone for a 54-yard touchdown. Think branches, arms, running right through arms, not getting bodies in front of him trying to wrap him up.
Yeah, I took that too seriously. I was looking out on the field looking for all the trees and couldn't find any.
Yes, there were trees that magically sprouted at the 50-yard line. A line of them right across, some nice apple trees. You can go out after the game and pick some apples, but really if you're looking for something to do with those apples, maybe not apples, other fruits, you can make smoothies. You're a smoothie guy.
I love smoothies, man.
Tropical Smoothie. Eat better, feel better. We're bursting with fresh flavors, whatever you want. We offer grab-and-go catering and box lunches. Tropical Smoothie Cafe on Princess Anne Road, right across the street from TCC. Right across the street from here. I know you're headed there after the game.
Yes.
Well, it'll probably be closed. It's unfortunate.
I hope not.
Extra point attempt. Seahawks booted up, and that one is good. 33-7. Atlantic Shores, the offense was the story coming into tonight. The offense remains the story so far, 33-7. 11:49 to play in the fourth quarter. The duo of Hodge and Maziel, dominant for Atlantic Shores. Those two combining right now for 277 yards on the ground. Touchdown runs of 27, 4, 21, and 54. Hodge with 3 touchdowns, including 2 here in the second half. Runs of 21 and 54. Short kick, Pooch to the back, to the up man. That one going to be dropped right on top of by Josh Driley. So Nansemond-Suffolk going to start. Ball on their own 40. And last time out for Nansemond-Suffolk, looked like they were going to be able to put a drive together, but a couple of bad penalties backed them all the way up. A sack, a pass caught, and really play blown up behind the line of scrimmage. That's what's hurt them with 11:48 to go. We'll see what they can do here, trying to climb back in. Wansert, backfield, quick pass over. That one coming in and taking out the intended receiver right at the knees as Petaway cut down. He's down. Carlos Smith came blazing in. Petaway didn't have a chance as Smith read that the entire way. And Petaway down on the 40. Trainers will come out to see and to help him. Never what you want to see, though. As a great heads-up play by Smith, you don't want it to end in an injury for someone, especially a promising player like Petaway. Hope he's all right as he gingerly walks off the field, but that one's going to be completed for no gain on the play.
Yeah, Smith read that like a book. And as he's making the tackle, essentially goes through 2 players. Preston Groves also gets up a little gingerly as well. He's hobbling off the field as we speak.
And Smith just sliced his way through the Nansemond-Suffolk offense like warm butter there, working his way right up to the 40. It'll be 2nd and 10. We'll keep an eye on Petaway on the far sideline. Second and 10. They're going to move the ball to the near hash. 11:36 to go, fourth quarter. Wansert, one back behind him. Looks to take off, holds, throws, receiver near side, but they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, so incomplete is just bad awareness to Jackson Runyon. as the sophomore had his back on the sideline. Didn't quite know where it was out when he caught it. So 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Saints.
Yeah, just to keep an eye on things, Atlantic Shores, Kai Hodge comes off the field limping. He was limping on that last play. He's currently limping as he's on the sideline right now. That'd be a big blow to this offense.
So both teams down a major playmaker.
As we see 3rd down and 10 for the Saints.
11-17 to play 3rd quarter. Pressure. Chasing out of the pocket. Pass batted, and a good effort to get a hand up on the ball there from Atlantic Shores. Credit that one to Ryan Mackey. Got the big old paw to get a piece of that. It's going to bring up 4th and 10 for the Saints, trailing 33-7.
And you think being down 4 scores, they're going to go for it here. As they are. 4th and 10, ball on the near hash.
Wansert will have 2 out to each side, 1 back behind him. The back, Townsend, steps up next to him. Wansert drops back, quick pass. That one complete across the 50 with room to run, trying to get to the sideline, and a flag behind the play. As that one might be coming back. A great effort by Jackson Runyon to work his way through, but behind the play, it looked like it was David Russell and one of the Seahawks tied up. Russell standing over a Seahawk laying on the turf. 10:58 to go, 4th quarter.
Call it a pass completion of about 25 yards. We'll see what the flag is for. Waiting for the official word. It's going to be a blindside block on the offense.
That's going to back things up, but it'll still be 1st down for the Saints as the penalty assessed after the play. So 1st and 10, ball on the 50, 10:58 to go. Wansert back, pressure from behind, puts one up, has a man there, finding gaps in this defense as Nansemond-Suffolk works their way down. This time it was Russell. Pass complete. Call it a gain of 16.
We're right back to where we were before the flag was thrown. Ball's going to be around the 34-yard line. 1st down.
1st and 10, Nansemond-Suffolk trying to move, trying to chip into this 33-7 Atlantic Shores lead. 10:15 to go, 4th quarter. Wansert has the back, Townsend behind him. Time. Pressure, rolls, tucks, runs. Clobbered coming out toward the sideline. A gain of, call it, 2.
An excellent coverage by the Seahawks downfield.
And that time, no Saint able to find a little gap. We'd seen the previous big pass plays courtesy of those holes in the Atlantic Shores defense. Wansert doing a good job of picking that apart. 15 of 27 for 152 yards and a touchdown is the Nansemond-Suffolk quarterback. Trying to be the architect of a comeback with 9:03 to go, 4th quarter. Down big, airs it out toward the end zone. That one going to be completely overthrown. as he was looking for Preston Groves, but unable to connect with him. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 from the 33.
Yeah, takes a shot to the end zone. Had Jaden Freeman open right around the first down marker. Didn't see him, though. We're here at 3rd down.
Wansert has his back Petaway back in the game. Good to see him up after getting cut off at the knees on that short pass attempt. Rolls out to the left. Looks, airs one out toward the end zone and right through the arms. Had a man there. Jaden Freeman just couldn't collect it. And so, 4th down for the Saints. Got to make a decision here, and you think that decision has to be going for it with 8:46 to go. Down by 27. Too far out to kick a field goal unless you've got a lot of faith in your kicker. And you just need to get points, but either way, you need points in this situation. Otherwise, you're looking at another good drive stalled out. 4th and 7.
From here, it'd be about a 49, 50-yard field goal. But they're going for it on 4th and 7.
Wansert has Petaway to his right. 2 wide each side. Back, pushed out of the pocket. Giving chase, going to air one out, has a man open, picked off in the end zone. And the Seahawks come through, cutting across once again. That was Brandon Peterson, read it perfectly.
Wansert took a hit at the end of that. Getting up very slowly.
And Wansert, good heads up to roll out, find a man that he thought was open, but Peterson just read that perfectly. Picking it off, the 3rd interception for Atlantic Shores. In this one, they're going to start with the ball on the 20-yard line. Meanwhile, Wansert, the quarterback, you mentioned, took a big hit right as he released that one. Getting attended to by the trainers on about the 38-yard line. So with that happening, we are going to pause for just a quick second, and we'll be back in a minute. Atlantic Shores leading Nansemond-Suffolk 33-7 here in the 4th quarter, 8:33 to go. You're watching Friday Night Football from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex, presented by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals.
For more than 23 years, we've made it our mission to lend peace of mind.
Even when times aren't very peaceful.
We know that every borrower is unique.
That's why we put you first in every step of the loan process.
At Atlantic Bay, we are dedicated, now more than ever,
to providing digital tools, resources, and a lending hand.
To help you reach your home dreams.
Because we're here for you.
Whenever,
Wherever,
however.
The Nansemond-Suffolk quarterback making his way off. We've seen a lot of guys go down in this one tonight. A hard physical battle between two strong teams. Atlantic Shores on the positive side so far is Maziel going to tuck on the keeper. Through 1 tackle, through 2, takes a trio of players to take him down. Call it a gain of 22. His 6th carry on the night. 132 yards on the ground.
Yeah, Maziel does well. Offensive line does well to block for him and get downfield. Maziel breaking a couple tackles, getting that gain of about 22, 23 yards.
And we keep talking about the playmakers making the nice looking, beautiful plays, but how about the big uglies, the mules down there in the trenches for Atlantic Shores on really both sides of the ball, but offensively, they've been very, very good, paving the way for both Maziel and Kai Hodge, pushing this lead to 33-7. Maziel takes it again and again. What do you know? He's got plenty of room. Call it a gain of 8. Maziel close to the first down, but it's 2nd and 2. Ball right at midfield.
And with Hodge still injured on the sideline, they've been using Maziel to run the ball.
Emmanuel Williams, the 5'5" sophomore, in as the backup back and just running as much clock as they can. 2nd and 2. Paving the way, Maziel gives to the sophomore this time. He's going to get 2 yards. Yes, sir. And Williams right up the gut picks up the first down. 3 yards on the carry for the young man. 1st and 10, ball on the 48-yard line of Nansemond-Suffolk. 33-7, 6:25 to go, 4th quarter. And once again, Maziel taking some time, communicating with the official so he knows just where we are on the play clock, as sometimes you'll see play clocks right under the scoreboard at the end of the field. Not the case here. Maziel gives, Williams breaks through and picked up about 3 again. 2nd and 7. Ball on the 45-yard line. Got to think with the lead at 27 points, Atlantic Shores wanting to just run out that clock, but also keep Maziel from getting hurt, as he's been a key part all around. Your quarterback is always going to be huge, but he's been big on the defensive side of the ball too. You want him to stay healthy. He's going to keep it right here, though, up the gut. Drags a couple of players in over the line. That's going to be a first down and more. Gain of 8.
And Isaac, you make a good point. Maziel's been on both sides of the ball. He's punted for them. He's made some key plays on defense. He's made some amazing plays on offense. And while they're wasting this clock, they got to keep in mind, you know, we've had a few injuries already. We don't want to lose anybody else.
Maziel, 10 carries for 148 yards. 1st and 10. Atlantic Shores just chewing as much clock as they can. 4:40 to play, 4th quarter. Give off, Williams bounces into his own line. He's going to be grabbed by the neck almost, and call it 5 Nansemond-Suffolk defenders there to run the young man over. He goes down, and trainer going to come out to check him out. I'm going to say he lost 1 yard on the play. So another running back goes down for Atlantic Shores. Put one of the big guys in there, make him an eligible player, and let's go with the old school fullback days, Mike Allstott. Let the big man just power his way through.
We might see a little bit of a resurgence in that. You know, there was a couple touchdowns by fullbacks just this past week as Hodge checks back into the game.
2nd and 11. Maziel gives Hodge. Left side, he's going to just head out of bounds, as it looked like he pulled up a little bit instead of running into contact. Might not be at 100%, but he's going to lose 4 yards. 16th carry of the game for Kai Hodge. 16 carries, 163 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 3 minutes to go. Atlantic Shores again milking as much clock as they possibly can. Leading 33-7, 2:45 to go fourth quarter. Nansemond-Suffolk showing blitz, movement up front. The whistle going to go. It's a false start on Atlantic Shores. Looked like they got the right guard. Bose Waldmer, the senior.
Honestly, it looks like it might have been a couple of players. Looks like they might have also had Josiah Malone out on the right side.
As that blitz package from Nansemond-Suffolk just kind of throwing things off a little bit. So 3rd and half a country mile. Maziel in the gun, 5 split wide. Two to the left, 3 to the right. Takes the call, just under 2 minutes to go, fourth quarter.
A little bit of miscommunication.
And so delay a game on the Seahawks, so we're going to go from half a country mile to 3/4 of a country mile.
Ball's going to be around the 50. If anybody's wondering, it's going to be about 2nd and 24. Or
Thir-
3rd and 24, excuse me.
3rd and 24.
I can do the yards. That little marker that's out there that says 3 on there.
Yeah. Atlantic Shores milked this down, milked a good 4 minutes at least off the clock before getting to this 3rd and very, very long. Handoff Hodge right up the gut. He's going to take it. Gain of 6, we'll call it. His 17th carry gives him a nice 169 yards on the game. minute 35 left. Saints taking a timeout. And after a big win, got to celebrate with something, right?
Absolutely.
Might as well go for some ice cream.
Ooh.
You could head on over to Dairy Queen, where every day, just like a victory if you're on the winning side of things, is sweet. When we're serving you Blizzard treats like M&M's, cookie dough, Reese's, Oreo fudge, brownie, and thanks for being our fans all of these years. Here's to many more. Dairy Queen at Lansdowne. Fan food, not fast food. So whatever you're a fan of, they've probably got it over at Dairy Queen. Go enjoy a nice Blizzard, although it is kind of a cooler night. So it might be more of like a hot chocolate night, warm cookie, maybe put some ice cream on the warm cookie.
You know, this diet I'm supposed to be on is really getting difficult. You talking about all these warm cookies and blizzards.
You got to talk about the great people that are helping bring this beautiful broadcast to us here tonight on the first night of a wonderful month of October. Handoff. Williams breaks through, gets all the way down. The sophomore picks up 7.
Didn't make it to the first down marker, though, so it's going to be a turnover on downs. The Saints are going to take over around the 31, 32-yard line. Well, with a minute 27 seconds left, it's just a little out of reach.
And Gabriel Wansert out of the game, so in we'll see Dominique Bevilacqua. A 5'11 senior. Zepsi's got 2 split wide near side, 2 out to the left, 1 back. Petaway behind him. Looks, fires in. That one overthrown, a chance. If Carlos Smith had been feeling a little froggy, he might have pulled off a Randy Moss catch. find his way onto Sports Center. Mawson, the man. However, it's going to fall incomplete. 1:21 to play, fourth quarter. And this performance for the Atlantic Shores offense has been very impressive. They've sputtered at times, but the run game for Atlantic Shores, a combined, as I try to do math here, which is never works out very well. I can get it.
I'll look over your shoulder just to make sure.
Combined over 320 yards on the ground, and a very impressive offensive performance.
Well, don't take anything away from this defense. This defense
coming in and holding a very good team as a pass comes through. That one going to be complete.
Looks like he might just be short of the first down.
As Bevilacqua finds Jaden Freeman, the 6'4" senior wideout.
They're going to give him the first down.
They give him the first down. Clock going to pause while they move the chains and keep going. 1 minute exactly ticking down. But this defense for Atlantic Shores, you mentioned, has been just as good. As a bad snap, quarterback going to fall on it in the backfield. And takes it for a loss of, we'll call it a loss of 8 or 9, ballpark figure here, but
going back to that defense, keep in mind that the Nansemond-Suffolk offense has been getting around 36 points a game, and they've been held to just 7 here tonight.
And this Atlantic Shores 3-man defensive front has just been troublesome as we see the handoff to Petaway. Dances toward the outside, going to step out of bounds with 5 seconds to go. As he had been held very, very limited. Going to pick up, call it 15 there. Moving him just inside, just under 30 yards on the ground for the game. But talking about a guy who comes in averaging 17 yards a carry. He's been held to 30 on 10 carries so far tonight by this Atlantic Shores defense.
Yeah, after averaging around 180 yards a game, just being held to 30 shows how strong this defense really is against the run.
3 seconds on the clock. Back, Nansemond-Suffolk trying to get something going on the last play. A heave toward the sideline, out of bounds. And that is going to do it as Atlantic Shores picks up the 33-7 victory over the Nansemond-Suffolk Saints. A dominant performance offensively, a dominant performance defensively. And they might have sputtered at times a little bit, but throughout the defense was one of the biggest parts for this Atlantic Shores team, and they came up huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Hodge, 3 touchdowns tonight. 3 rushing touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, as well as Maziel with a rushing touchdown and 1 or 2 passing touchdowns.
And so your player of the game for this one, presented by Shine Time Power Wash and Paint Professionals. You mentioned him, Kai Hodge. He finished the night with 169 yards on 17 carries. Hodge with a trio of touchdown runs. A run of 4 yards, 21 yards, and finally a 54-yard run as Atlantic Shores dismantles Nansemond-Suffolk 33-7 here tonight at the Sportsplex. Recapping this one, the scoring got started first quarter as Damian Maziel scampered 27 yards. Extra point was no good. Make it 6-0. Then in the first quarter again, it was Kai Hodge. His first of the day, 4 yards to the left-hand side. Worked up and in, 13-0 Seahawks at that point. From there, second quarter, Damian Maziel connected with Carlos Smith for a 20-yard touchdown. 20-0 was where we would sit going into halftime. In the third quarter, it was Kai Hodge again. Who else? A 21-yard run made it 26-0. From there, Atlantic Shores tried to get a little bit, Nansemond-Suffolk tried to get a little bit of life as Wansert connected with Petaway for a 55-yard touchdown pass. Petaway taking what looked like potentially a broken play and turning it into a big gain. Made it 26-7, but Hodge said, I see you, and I can raise that as well. Hodge's third touchdown of the evening, a 55-yard touchdown run that started right up the middle and accelerated through the field, 54 yards to make it 33-7. Hodge, we mentioned, finishes the night with 169 yards on the ground on 17 carries. Damian Maziel wraps up the night with 148 of his own on 10 carries. On the other side, George Petaway, 28 yards on 9 carries for the Nansemond-Suffolk Saints. Through the air, Damian Maziel, 44 yards on 7 of 14, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Gabriel Wansart finishes 15 of 30 for 152 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 interceptions. That'll do it for this one from the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. Thanks for tuning in with us. Thanks to all our sponsors, including the great people over at Shine Time, Power Wash, and Paint Professionals. Make sure to tune in all season long as we'll have your Atlantic Shores High School football. Seahawks take this one by a final of 33-7. Thanks for tuning in and have a great Friday night, everybody.